Hello, guys. We're all back. We've got Rads in the house.
Oh, mate, how you doing?
All right, you.
I'm good. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bristol City. Yeah, it's right. Bristol City away. What do you think to it?
I can't stop smiling for once when I'm talking about Forest because it's been fantastic recently. Polar opposite of what we had to go through at the start of the year. But yeah, 3 wins in a row. The confidence is very high at the moment. I know obviously Bristol haven't won at home yet this season, so that's another reason I think we've got to be the favourites to win this. We're still the form team in the league, of course. We have to be. And if we win 4 in a row, it must have been quite a long time since we did anything like that. So we're making history right now in a good way. Finally, Bristol the last few years, from what I remember, it's been quite a dull game. I think it's been goalless the last 2 seasons. So it's not been the most exciting game of late away at Bristol, but they're a difficult team on the day, and you never really know what to expect when you play them. Really, to be fair, so. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. I just want to make the most of this run. I'd like to think that it's going to keep going for the rest of the season, but it won't probably go on quite to this level for the whole time. But just make this season one to remember, hopefully.
I think it's either Billy Davis second time round or Sato last time we actually won. Or it might even be Dudley last time.
4 in a row. Wow.
Yeah,
God, that's mental.
I mean, I might have to. We might have to double check that, but that's the rough.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you touched on it. Bristol City away. It can be very dull games, and they're not won at home as well. So it will make it random. Naturally, think, oh, here we go. Don't win at home. Forest come there, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, especially after this game, it's actually feels quite nice that we have actually seen a win as well, because last time we've seen a win in front of crowds was Leeds.
Yeah, that's honestly crazy when you think about it. I mean, obviously, we had a whole year without crowds, but we had games after Leeds that season, and we didn't win any of them, of course. But yeah, it's mental. Like, I think a lot of people pinpoint that Leeds game as one of our best moments, really, for a long time. I think it still is. It's got to be right up there because it was just such an incredible atmosphere and performance. It was amazing. The whole way that unfolded that game, and it's mental to think that was the last time a full crowd in the league anyway saw us win, because obviously we won in the cup against Bradford, but you can't really count that, I suppose. But yeah, it's been a long time coming, so it's great to finally, and especially with the nearly sold out City Ground as well. It was a fantastic atmosphere.
Yeah, it was, to be fair. I mean, the performance levels, quite a few of them, I know Brennan did, Jack Hobart felt little niggles as well. I mean, that how much work that actually put in. I mean, Yates did at the end, that how much work that actually put into this game.
He was fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I've always had faith in Yates. He's definitely, I think I said this before, but he's definitely had his moments in the past where he has warranted criticism. And that's the same for every player, But I think Yates has looked fantastic of late. He's on form. He's got to be. I'm not going to go too carried away, but he's one of the best midfielders there is, I suppose, if you can keep him going, because he didn't really put a foot wrong. And I think Yates, if he can keep this going, he'll be a really, really good player for us for quite a while to come, because he's like, whoa, he's Mr. Forest through and through, which is fantastic. You just look at his celebration when we scored our second goal, I just ran to each other. I just think that's so good to see that. And you say about Colback, I think Colback's really proven a lot of doubters wrong, and I definitely doubted Colback, because obviously when he was first here, he was fantastic. Came back, he wasn't quite as on form. I think that's for quite a few reasons, to be honest. And now he's finally getting into the team, and he's keeping James Garner out of it as well. And he's doing fantastic, to be fair to him, particularly at the weekend, I thought.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jack Colback winning the Jack Colback, we did see that the first time around, so it's quite nice to see that whatever Cooper's done. I mean, it just transformed in, but I
Yeah,
mean,
you look at all of them. Yeah, I mean, like sorry to interrupt, but you look at Colback and Graben and Figueiredo. Like I think particularly Graben, really, he was one of those players that everyone looked to and were criticising them, like no matter what they did, really. And they are now proving that they are still the player that they used to be, and they have got that in them. And for whatever reason, under Houghton and obviously towards the end of Sabri, it just wasn't working. And we are clearly seeing that even though they are older now, they're still good players. And obviously Figueiredo, he's always been a bit of a liability at times in the middle, but Figueiredo on his day is fantastic when he wants to be. But and of late, I can't really complain too much about him. And Graben, he's only one goal away now from equaling his tally from the whole of last season. Like it's crazy.
Oh, completely. I mean, last season everyone went in moth, but this season it just came after that goal against Cardiff. It just seemed to like kick on massively, like with his goals, and it just does show what it means to him. I mean, when he celebrated on Saturday, you could tell that goal meant something.
Yeah, I mean, I still am not a big fan of a striker being the captain, but I think he definitely is justifying it now. And I'd still make it Wall, to be honest, if I was going to pick anyone as the captain, because he's just perfect for it. But I do think Graben, if he's on form, people aren't really going to complain as much. But it's because he was off form as well that he was being given the armband, and that might have been to give him confidence. But if it wasn't working for quite a while. But obviously Grabs has been like his old self again, and I still do think a striker is definitely needed, because I don't mind Taylor, but I think we can do with someone younger to help Grab out, because let's face it, Grab's as good as he's been recently, he isn't going to be around for much longer, really, because he's 33 now, I think. So he's not going to be the long-term future, unfortunately. But I think for now, let's just make the most of him being on this form.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we touched up on about Fig and Yatesy. I mean, them two seem to be like, especially more Fig than Yatesy, but obviously he's doing this business without getting too much plaudits from a lot of fans. I mean, Yatesy, he has been getting it a lot more now, but Fig seems to be doing it a lot more under the radar.
Yeah, I think Figueiredo has. We're all noticing Yates, especially, he scored against Birmingham. I think that's good. You're always going to get, plaudits if you score a goal. But I think Figueiredo has been solid. He's not really put a foot wrong of late. I think, that entire back three has been brilliant. McKenna is arguably Premier League level, or he's close to. He's, the amount of work rate and passion that every player will put in to all these games. I've seen a few fans say, if there was a Blackpool player in space, it wouldn't just be like one player that would run to the player. You'd see like two or three, like just charging at them. And I remember, I think it was Jordan Gabriel. Funnily enough, he was going to put in a dangerous position, and McKenna just came out of nowhere and just got the ball right off him. And that's what we want to see. And I think Wall as well. We want to talk about him. Like, he had his best game, I thought, the weekend for quite a while. That ball that he played up to Max Lowe, I think was, that's one of the best long balls I've seen from Forest for a very long time.
Yeah,
it's fantastic again, Wall.
No, definitely. So it is completely a lot more different for us from what we have been used to over the last couple of years. So it is really good.
Yeah.
What would be your scoreline for tomorrow?
I mean, if you're going to go off history of Bristol, it's never that high scoring, but I do think it might be. I don't think we'll lose. To be fair, I mean, I don't really think we're going to lose any game right now, which is crazy to say. I remember a few weeks ago I was saying, "Oh, I don't know where the next win's coming from." We go on about it, but it's just mental how it's changed. And I think we can go to like 11th if we win, which just is crazy. And in a good way, though, of course. But I mean, I don't think we're going to go and thrash them. I know Bournemouth beat them 2-0 at the weekend away. So I could see maybe a 2-0, 2-1 Forest. I don't think we're going to do what we could do, but I don't think we'll do what we did to Birmingham or Barnsley, where we score three or anything like that. But yeah, I think we'll win this one again.
Oh yeah, I do like that scoreline. I said 2-0 earlier.
Yeah,
I do actually agree with that. So I'd like to say thank you to us for coming on.
no problem.
Catch you.